Hello, everybody. Thank you to those of you who will be joining, jumping on, or watching the replay. My name is Sarah. I am a depth quantum energy work practitioner, which means that I work in helping you become and remember the birthright of sovereignty that you came to experience. So I am starting a new quick series that I'm going to be doing on lives and then uploading to YouTube. So there will be a playlist on my YouTube channel. So if you don't catch a live, simply follow YouTube at Sarah Descending so you can follow along with the different stories I'm going to share. Now, I wanted to offer really quickly why I'm calling it Storytime with Sarah. And it's because you need to do your own intuitive work. I am offering accounts of some of my intuitive work, transmissions, downloads I have received, and accounts of working within the depth of the quantum realm and field on behalf of clients in furthering the goal of remembrance, becoming that which we already are, and coming into a sovereign three in one body, soul, and spirit. We are made in the image of God because we are three in one, as is the Godhead, and because we were gifted in our creation the ability to image. We can image as God can. So anyway, that's a little bit about who I am. If you would like to connect with me, I have 3 remaining session times for the really fabulous specials I offered for the month of March. So I have potentially 2 slots on Friday and 1 on Sunday to access the promotions that I have shared about. If you would like to connect, feel free to shoot me an email, sarah.descending@proton.me, and we will look at booking. I have a number of modalities. I work in the Akash extensively. I do soul guided emotional release and energy repair, quantum clearing, and energy repair with soul retrieval and deliverance is a big one. And then, of course, I also do intuitive conversation and alignment sessions right now. So anyway, that's enough about me. Today, I'm going to go ahead and just chat a little bit about, so I didn't know which one I was going to share until I got here, until just this very moment. There was about 6 accounts that, or 6 sessions, 6 downloads, 6 or 7 downloads I had received in the last year and a half. They will all be discussed, but right now I'm seeing that the one I am supposed to bring forth to you today, I'm just trying to, is something that I experienced last June. I think it was early to mid-June of 2024. Um, and the reason I'm going to call this a story again, let me reiterate, is because it is very important for you to filter, discern, and vet all information. How does it feel in your body? How does it feel when you connect through the lovely, beautiful, clarified portal door of the heart to the heart of the divine, the heart of the Godhead? Does it resonate as truth for you? So that's why I'm calling it Storytime with Sarah. So I also am a BQH practitioner. For those of you who are unfamiliar with BQH, that stands for Beyond Quantum Healing. And I have written about what BQH is as a modality and how I play with those words myself, because my work is beyond quantum. I posted yesterday. You can scroll down on my main Twitter. I'm not sure if I got it transferred over to Facebook, Instagram, and the other places, but quantum does not mean accurate, good, healed, true at all. I work in the beyond quantum, and I'm in the quantum a lot, clarifying for clients and working with entanglement and so on and so forth. But it's in the beyond quantum when we are working in the heart of the one, the heart of source, that we make true, effective, lasting change and get the remembrance that we need to be whole. So anyway, I had done in June 2024 a BQH session for somebody I had facilitated. And this person was somebody who typically, it was a regular client. We typically had really good sessions together, very clarified individual. On this particular day, there was difficulty and energetic interference that was trying to keep the client from accessing the information that was intended to come through that client to me and then to be shared through me with you, with the public, or at least with the public who was specifically aligned to my frequency and to receive the kind of work that I do. And there was major pushback, and the client really struggled through the session. And I did quite a bit of clearing, so quantum clearing, energy repair. We did some soul retrieval. We paused the session. We were able to get through the BQH, but it wasn't quite as informative or clarifying for the client as it typically would have been because of what we were up against and what was specifically, honestly, gunning for the client. Me too, but was coming at me through the client. Anyway, shortly after we wrapped the session up, I was just, I think, sitting on my bed and received a complete information packet about topics that had been of great interest that day in the session and then within me for my personal life. And the personal life stuff isn't relevant for this story time. However, the pyramid stuff from the BQH session is. So I'm going to share with you what we found out in that session and then what was delivered to me from source directly after the session. So the session involved finding a pyramid. I am going to protect client privacy and not give too many details about the session itself. But a pyramid was located that was in a place kind of like Earth, but prettier, cleaner. There were some ruins, but it was really beautiful. I will say that client had been piloting some kind of a conscious craft, and there was an attack, and client landed on this world. And in exploring, trying to figure out if they could repair the craft to continue their journey, a pyramid was located. And what we learned that day was that there are lots of uses for pyramids. Relevant to this person, pyramids, I believe, in many places, including this place that we find ourselves in here now, can be a form of intra, and transdimensional travel. And this particular client is genetically attuned to be able to operate the pyramids as teleportation devices. There is a angled screen in some pyramids. Most of these are hidden. The public does not have access to the ones that are in operation. Again, do with this what you will. Let it be a story. Let it be fantasy if that's what feels good to you. Consider it as reality if you, like me, are somebody with extensive neuroplasticity who knows that this world is not what you have been told it is, and that there is more to it, and that there is a system at play, a false construct, a parasitic overlay that is trying to keep us from our birthright of remembrance. So anyway, client in the BQH, we learn very difficult to get this information because there's a lot of energetic attack being directed at the client, trying to keep this individual from accessing this information that is important for his genetic bloodline. We learned that some pyramids, not available to the public for touring and not visible to the naked physical eye, a lot of them are concealed, many are underground, have screens, have angled screens, and in a large middle, I'm hearing antechamber. You walk in, and if you are genetically encoded to use these pyramids that may have been Atlantean, perhaps they were pre-Atlantean, remembering that there were multiple Atlantean civilizations. And anybody who tells you that their Atlantis was the only Atlantis is working from a place of ego and a lack of being informed about quantum and parallel interweaving and interpolating timelines. So that said, certain people, even today, there are bloodlines, organic, ensouled, and able to access a measure of their spirit bloodlines that can activate teleportation travel with these types of screens. Hands only. I do think there is a genetic scanning that happens, but no bloodshed or very little. I mean, maybe there's like a poke, but from what I could tell, it's they lay their hands on and it activates. So I wanted to share this, considering, I guess, the reason that this is what I've been asked to talk about today is because of the interesting information that was released last week about, was it the pyramids, one of the pyramids at Giza? There's so much more to them, and it is important that you be aware that a long time ago, on another day, when time was stretched out differently than it is now, a group was warring in the cosmos and caused Earth, what we now call Earth, to literally tilt, fall. That's the fall. It was physical. And the groups responsible for that are still here functionally as parasitic controllers. But anyway, I was also shown recently, since we're talking about pyramids today, that certain pyramids have been used as security weights and measures that assisted in stabilizing the planetary body after it was moved positionally. And it does not matter if you believe in a flat Earth or a globe Earth or a toroidal field Earth or an Earth that is undifferentiated waveforms until we, as the collective of ensouled organic humans incarnate, put our attention on it and it becomes any one of those shapes. The point is, what I'm shown is that Earth was one place and there was a big war, an energetic, spiritual, cosmic war that caused it to move positionally. And some of the pyramids were placed to help counter as a weight and a measure So I really was excited to share that with you guys. I just kind of go live as I have time, capacity, and feel guided to do so. This new playlist, Story Time with Sarah, I'm going to, try to get one or two of these out for you each week, in which I talk about a different session results, a different intuitive download that I've received, um, a healing somebody has experienced, so on and so forth. I do want to mention that I have not been the best about sharing the many testimonials that I have from my amazing clients. However, I did post one on Twitter today, on my main Twitter at Sarah Descending. I'll just say that I met with a client for a quick session today, and we focused on the client's left leg, on her knee in particular. So left a foot, ankle, leg, and knee, the whole thing. But my attention was really brought to the knee. She emailed me directly after the session because decades of knee pain and the crunchy sound were immediately gone. So in energy work that is being delivered through a connection to source from spirit, great spirit, Holy Spirit, the divine mother, whatever the name that you know to be accurate for you. When work is delivered through that, in that way, if it is aligned for a client, immediate change can occur. If it is not aligned, most healing involves us needing to participate in a really appreciable manner where we have to make changes and we have to be a very active participant in our own process. So most healing, the majority of healing can be gradual, and it can involve a lot of layers that we need to move through. And this client is no different. She has things that she's moving through in layers as well. But this knee pain was not part of her life purpose or plan to experience. It was no longer serving. And as such, we were able to remove it and get rid of it immediately. So that was pretty cool. I have many testimonials like that. A lot of you know that we had a spontaneous vision healing that I facilitated in a BQH session in October. A failed LASIK surgery and many years of glasses were replaced in an instant. I was just the space holder in BQH. You were your own driver and director, and I loaned my initiation and guidance in that. So anyway, thank you guys for jumping on. I will probably do another one of these just off the cuff. Story time with me is going to be spontaneous, intuitive, and Holy Spirit directed. If you would like to work with me, like I said, I have 3 March sessions remaining in which you will, I offered a lot of promos for new clients as well as for my frequent flyer close friend client list. They will be these are the lowest prices of the season. I was trying to connect in a place of gratitude with many of you. So if you would like to grab one of those before everything resets on April 1st, feel free to shoot me an email. I would be honored to connect with you to see if it's aligned to work together. I will talk to you later. I'm wishing you a great evening if you're here in the US or here in this part of the world. And if you are somewhere where it's already tomorrow, have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye. Later, I'm wishing you a great evening if you're here in the US, or here in this part of the world.